What's up, everyone? Monster Master Godzilla here, and I'm here to continue the Godzilla-Thon. We're now up to Godzilla vs. Megalon. Now, here we are. This is a 1973 film, and this is the like, like the 12th Godzilla movie done. And this time this is another Godzilla movie made in the 70s, where Godzilla's turned into a superhero. Now, this one's a real. How do I put this? I mean, it was just a cheesy, fun film to watch, and the problem is that it's titled Godzilla versus Megalon. The problem is, Godzilla wasn't really in it. He felt more like a supporting character in his own movie. So here's the thing about this movie. Originally, it was supposed to be about Jet Jaguar. The whole movie is mainly focused on a flying robot superhero named Jet Jaguar, who is this guy right here. And he's a flying robot that can change sizes. And which you probably saw that he came back on Godzilla Singular Point, which is an anime. Now, Jet Jaguar, he gets a lot of shit. I mean, I liked the character. I mean, I wish they could have put him in a better movie. But maybe give him an awesome look, and maybe update his design. But I'm glad they brought him back in Godzilla Singular Point. Now, originally. And also, the main villain is supposed to be was this monster called Megalon, which is this guy right here, who is just a bomb, which is a bomb-spitting bug with that shoots lasers out of its horn has drills for hands. It has drills for hands, and this one, Megalon, he's a really interesting, unique monster. I will say, he definitely is quite a unique monster. Especially for one of those Godzilla movies that are not, well, good. I mean, I'm not saying this movie is shit. I'm just saying that, objectively, in reality, this is not a good Godzilla movie. In reality, it's one of those Godzilla movies that got so much shit. And it is actually popular. It was popular in America. And it has been the most elusive Godzilla film in North America. And this is as what it says right here. As it says right here on the DVD, right here. On the DVD right here, it says, Godzilla vs. Megalon has been the most elusive Godzilla film in North America. This is the film that most baby boomers saw in U.S. movie theaters and on TV. Fans had to rely on how badly cropped VHS and DVD bootleg copies to enjoy the film thereafter. This entry features Godzilla taking Megalon and Gigan with the help of the unforgettable growing robot Jet Jaguar. Yes, this is one of those movies I had on VHS once, along with Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, and Godzilla 2000, along with 1998, which we will get to later. And when I got it on VHS, it definitely had some, bad quality, where you could hardly see what's going on the picture and stuff. When you get it on DVD, it definitely has better. It's definitely better. It definitely seemed better and clear. The music alone was amazing, of course, especially the opening scene, where it shows some stock footage, where the most of the film had showed Godzilla and Anguirus trying to run away from the bombings of Skull Island. I mean, not Skull Island, Monster Island, but Anguirus fell down to a hole, and Godzilla looked everywhere, knowing that his home's in danger. Now, the story alone involves with two men with a kid, and the kid, oh my god, was so annoying that, even more annoying than the kid from Godzilla versus Godzilla's Revenge. Now, and then they realized that the kid almost got sucked into a whirlpool, which ends up going down in the ocean, down to the bottom of the ground. And that's when they found the inventor finds himself that is building a robot. All it was missing was a head, and then they got to finish the head. And then they developed a name, called him Jet Jaguar. And little did they know is that the stuff that they used to build the head of Jet Jaguar was made out of material from this fortress called Seatopia, which is an underground civilization, like basically ripping off Atlantis. And here's the story about at the Seatopia is that the Seatopians were tired of people using nuclear bombs. And so then the nuclear bombs were making holes through the ground and causing damage to their home. So rather than going up to the surface and saying, "Will you stop with all those nuclear bombs?" We live underground, so calm down with the nuclear bombs. Instead, they send Megalon out there to cause mayhem and destruction. And my God. And I mean, that's like I had my radio turned up really loud and some neighbor. It's like I had my TV turned up really loud, and I had a neighbor, and one of my neighbors got really angry and sent the dogs after me. That's what it'd be like. And so Megalon is all around destroying the city. The majority of the film, it had so much stock footage. Yeah, this movie was filmed in only 3 weeks. And that's all there is. That's how it was. It was all cheaply made, and that's how it was like considered like bad. One of those Godzilla movies that were cheaply made by stock motion effects. I mean, I respect it for what it is. For the time being. Now, let's talk about Jet Jaguar. Jet Jaguar, the character himself. I mean, when you look at him, look at this character. What do you see? What do you see in this character? Yep, that's right, folks. Jet Jaguar was created by an elementary school student. No joke. Toho was originally making a competition for kids to submit their own robot superheroes. It was during the time when Ultraman was popular. Ultraman was already at its peak at the time. So Toho ended up making a character trying to compete with Ultraman, except they made him a pure robot. And originally, supposedly, the character was called Red Alone by the elementary school student, so they changed the name to Jet Jaguar. And so Jet Jaguar is also voice operated by the inventors. And also, one of the characters was held hostage in a truck, and also the people wearing a truck driver in the background. If you look carefully, they had a naked woman in a picture in the background of the truck, and it had boobs, actual boobs. I'm not joking. They actually show a picture of boobs in a Godzilla movie, and it was made during the time when it was targeted towards kids. Oh my goodness, why would they do that? I mean, if you paid attention or paused it in, you'll definitely see it. So here we are. So after the human characters, they realized they should go get Godzilla. So they ordered Jet Jaguar and to go find Godzilla. So yeah, the whole movie mostly focused on Jet Jaguar, trying to save the world from Megalon. So then Godzilla. So the movie was supposed to be just God. It's supposed to be just Megalon, Jet Jaguar, and Megalon fighting. Though it's supposed to be just these two in a battle. But instead, they decided to upstage Godzilla in his own movie. They felt that Toho just supposedly felt they couldn't hold a movie on its own, so they decided to add Godzilla in there for a last minute. And not only Godzilla, they added Gigan for a wider audience. So yes, Godzilla and Gigan were shoehorned into the film. So then the Seatopians. I don't know how they were able to contact the Space Hunter Nebula M. For some reason, they were able to contact. They didn't explain that. How they were able to contact the Space Hunter Nebula M to borrow Gigan. So they got the permission to use Gigan. So then they end up using. So they got permission from Space Hunter Nebula M to borrow Gigan to bring in Gigan for help. So Gigan comes in and helps Megalon, and Gigan, of course, this one, supposedly, this implies that it's continuing the storylines of, it's implying that it pretty much continues Godzilla versus Gigan storyline. Yes, and they even use stock footage from that movie too, especially when the Godzilla costume doesn't match. So the Godzilla suit, this one is a little different from this one. So then, in the monster battles, what makes it worth watching is the monster battles. Godzilla and Jet Jaguar team up against Megalon and Gigan, and they had some great moments in it. Like Jet Jaguar, he breaks Gigan's arm. He explicitly broke Gigan's arm, lifts him up in the air, and then Godzilla fires him with his atomic breath. Throws him in the air, and then, of course, the Gigan then retreats, leaving Megalon alone with Godzilla and Jet Jaguar. And one of the biggest and most memorable comedic moments in a Godzilla movie was when Jet Jaguar holds on to Megalon, and Godzilla does a drop kick move, and boom, and it's so awesome that they did a replay. Yeah, Godzilla was leaning on his tail, and he slides on his tail, and then kicks Megalon like this, and then Gigan eventually retreats underground. And then Godzilla and Jet Jaguar were seen shaking hands for a job well done. And then Godzilla goes back to Monster Island, where the kid yells bye-bye. So then at the end, our human characters, they agreed to, maybe we'll get our government to get. They end up talking about getting all the people of Seatopia to rest in peace. After what they've been through, and so then they see that Jet Jaguar is not finally responding to voice operating, and they have to revert back to human size. And as they were walking together, Kid was saying, "Hey, Jet Jaguar," and then when their human characters caught up with Jet Jaguar while he was just walking, even played the Jet Jaguar song. And it was like, Jet Jaguar, you done it, Jet Jaguar. It's all the lyrics are in Japanese, so I wish I can translate that, but I don't speak Japanese, honestly. And that's pretty much the end of the film. Jet Jaguar saved the day. He and Godzilla teamed up and saved the world. So that's pretty much it for this Godzilla movie. This one is split whether you love it or you hated it. If you want a good laugh, if you're a hardcore Godzilla fan and you wanted some good ones, You might want to stay away from this, but if you want some good laughs, this is definitely one for you to check out. I mean, it's not one of the best Godzilla movies, but it's still better than some. It's still a better Godzilla movie than, well, Godzilla's Revenge. And because at least it has more redeeming footage. I mean, it does have a lot of stock footage. It has its flaws. It's not. It probably might have done better if it was just Jaguar and Megalon instead of just shoehorning Godzilla into this film along with Gigan. So, you want to it's something you might want to check out too. Not a bad Godzilla movie, but it has flaws and it's quite entertaining in terms of the cheese fest. And that's all I have to say, folks. Stay tuned for more. Next up, we will be checking out Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. And that's all I have to say, folks. And as always, stay awesome, my Monster Masters, and I'll catch you later. Bye.